Welcome to a special edition of MRED Conversations. I'm John Broadbooks with MRED, and if you've been paying attention to your email inbox, you may have noticed, and we really hope you've noticed, that we have rolled out a number of new and exciting features for MRED's private listings. Joining me today to talk about the changes and what they mean to MRED's more than 47,000 subscribers are MRED's Chief Technology Officer, Chris Haran, and Katrina Bressler, MRED's Support Center Manager, and honestly, one of the nicest support folks you'll ever talk to, much nicer than Chris and I. Welcome, Chris and Katrina. So let's start with the basics here. Chris, can you briefly describe MRED's private listings and what's changing about them?
MRED's private listings, without going into an hour-long history lesson, started back in 2015 as a result of the marketplace wanting to make sure that everyone that was part of MRED knew what inventory was available on the market or coming to the market. And we saw a lot of use cases of people who weren't quite ready to make a listing active because they had to do marketing or pricing or there were privacy concerns. And what we wanted to do is make sure that we weren't interfering with business models, but still making sure that everyone had the fairest display of information and understanding of what was going on in the marketplace.
Katrina, I know you get subscriber calls all day with questions about private listings and how they appear in MRED's system. How do you use feedback from those calls and from other sources to suggest to Chris and others what needs to be changed for the benefit of all of our brokers?
Sure, John. So we run 2 NPS surveys each year, and we ask all of our subscribers to participate and tell us what exactly it is that they want to see us do here at MRED. And recently, through the NPS survey and calls that have been coming into our help desk, as well as emails, we've seen an increase in trouble either with how to input a private listing or searching for a private listing. So we've been measuring those trends, and I've been sharing with Chris so we can continue to make improvements.
All right, so Chris, let's dive in a little bit on these changes. Tell me some of the basic changes that we're seeing from the private listing network to sort of our transition to just private listings.
Absolutely. I mean, private listing as a status, what does that really mean? It means that you can share easily with clients because it's going to be part of that same search workflow where you set up saved and automated searches and you can create alerts and send that on to your consumers, to yourself, whatever else that might be. It's going to be easier searching for you because you're going to search all in the same spot rather than having to go to 2 separate areas to search. It's going to streamline the listing input because you'll be able to easily select whether it's a private listing or not right there, and it'll tell you what the differences between the two are, as well as having very clearly defined fields of what's a private listing field versus an active listing field versus both. So you know exactly what is going to go where, and then you can continue filling out your draft information while making that private listing available to the rest of the subscribers at MRED. And then, some very minor things that might actually be more important as private listing continue to get more and more popular, things like anonymous violation reporting, having some of the additional information that you see as part of the property detail pages on active listings today that you don't have that same functionality with private listings. Some of that will be available to you as well. So those are some of the very specific changes that you'll see. There's a lot more that go into it as well, but hopefully we've made it very, very easy for you to understand what those differences are and how to use them as you go forward and try this out.
A good MLS is really in a constant state of evolution, and certainly that's true, I think, of MRED. And these changes are really reflective of that. And Chris, what is the next step for private listings? I mean, have we reached a destination, or is this merely the latest step in this evolutionary process?
Just another stop on the road, John. We'll continue to improve what we're doing with private listings and really anything related to the system and the products that we provide. As Katrina's mentioned, as you've asked about, everything we do revolves around user feedback, and we're constantly trying to find new ways to get more and more of our users to tell us what they want to see happen with these different products and services that we offer. Private listings has had a lot of feedback around it ever since, especially the pandemic started. We saw a big increase in the amount of private listing usage then, and it's continued throughout this year, and it's really driven what we've done as far as creating these new changes.